repping my fave indie authors merch. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tia if you're new here. Not sure why my face looks really white today. I've literally got nothing on it. It's literally nothing, and I think I've been bitten by a mozzie, so that's fun. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. Thought I'd do something a little bit different today. So I actually saw one of my favourite YouTubers, Belle, did this, and I decided I wanted to do it because that looked so fun. So I thought I would try it. So basically I wrote down every single book I've read this year in here, read so far in here, and I've already mixed it up as well before I put it in. I don't have any other pots put in, so I'm repping my favourite indie author, Elizabeth Jeffrey, her merch that she kindly sent to me. So this is the, what do you call it, star of the show today, but we've got in here. So basically I'm gonna pick, so obviously I've got all the books I've read this year. I'm gonna pick 3 books. I'm gonna do like a snog, marry, avoid type thing. I feel like snog is not a universal thing, so basically kiss, marry, avoid with all the books I've read this year. So I'm gonna pick 3 and then I'm gonna do obviously a few of those. So which one I would kiss out of the 3, which one I would marry, and which one I would avoid, because I don't like all of the books I read, you know. Some of them I could do without, but the only dilemma is if we get 3 good ones I'm gonna have to pick. So let's get into this. Okay, so the first one we have is The Place of Her Name. I'll put the books up here as well, guys. Then we have If You Had Been With Me. This is interesting and I'll tell you why in a second. And Leather and Luck. Okay, so okay guys, so let's just start with Leather and Luck. Absolutely loved this. This was chef's kiss. I'm going to move the camera over a little bit so I can have more space to put the books, because I don't need to take up the whole room. Then we had If You Had Been With Me, which I actually gave a 1 star. I didn't really enjoy this at all, hated it, which obviously is my opinion, guys. And then The Place of Her Name, which I didn't really enjoy either. I didn't know what was going on. So okay, let's start with Leather and Luck. I'm gonna marry the shit out of this because I loved this. Okay, The Place of Her Name, I think I gave 2 stars, so I'm gonna have to kiss that one because obviously I didn't enjoy If You Had Been With Me as much, and I obviously didn't like that one at all, so I feel like that was a very easy one to start off with. Okay, let's do the next 3. So we have, oh, that was upside down, Deeply Examined, Her Hat Trick Daddies. I'm going to mix it up slightly because this is interesting again, and Hold Me For Now. I had to try and think what that one was about. Okay, I can't actually remember what Hold Me For Now was about. I need to research. All 3 of these were arcs as well, guys, so that's actually quite interesting. Hold Me For Now was a novella. Okay, I think I'm going to avoid Hold Me For Now because it clearly wasn't in my head enough to actually remember it. And although I liked the book, the ending felt a little bit rushed for me personally. Then I think I'm going to marry Deeply Examined because it's the one that I had most fun with. This was spicy from the first chapter, and it was a bit like forbidden, and I was literally like giggling. It was like a doctor and patient, and yeah, I think this was just like a fun time. And then that means I'm gonna kiss Her Hat Trick Daddies, which I did accidentally rip. This was an okay time. Like, it was just, in my opinion, it had a good premise for the plot, and the plot just felt a little bit flat for me. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just okay. Next ones. So we have Zodiac Academy Shadow Princess, which is the 4th book in the series. Then we have Painted Scars, which is a mafia romance. And then we have Scythe and Sparrow. Okay, this one is very easy for me. So Scythe and Sparrow I'm going to avoid because it's the only one I didn't really enjoy in the series. I loved Butcher and Blackbird. I loved Leather and Luck. this is about 2 serial unalivers basically, and yeah, I just didn't connect with the MMC's like story in this one, or the FMC, to be honest. Then I'm gonna kiss Painted Scars because I had a really good time for this. This was like a mafia romance, disability rep, forced marriage / marriage convenience kind of, and yeah, it was a good time. And then I'm gonna marry Zodiac Academy Shadow Princess, even though this book broke me and I was sobbing on the floor. If you've not read Zodiac Academy, you need to pick it up now, but be prepared. Okay, next one. So we have The Fate Date Agreement, which is a Why Choose, which I loved it. I 5-starred that. Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, which I did enjoy it. And All Your Perfects, which is Colleen Hoover. So I'm gonna marry The Fate Date Agreement because I 5-starred this. Like, I absolutely really enjoyed this. And I'm gonna kiss Birthday Girl because although I was expecting a lot more, I did still have a good time, and that means I'm gonna avoid All Your Perfects. This is a novella in the series, and just looking back at my Goodreads, I already rated this 2-star, but I didn't leave a wordy review, so I don't actually remember what my thoughts were about it. But the book did hit a little bit close to home, and maybe that's why. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna avoid this one. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Do you want me to like talk about the books, like what they are, guys, or like is it just because I feel obviously I've talked about all of these books in my wrap-ups, but obviously you might not have watched those. Let me know, and then obviously if I do this again, I will talk about the books in a bit more detail. Anyway, let's do the last one together. So we have Zodiac Academy Origins of an Academy Bully, which is a novella in the Zodiac Academy world. Where We Bloom, and then we have Torment by Dylan Page. Okay. This is a tough one, guys, because I love Zodiac Academy, but obviously it was only a novella. So, you know, I am... Okay, even though this broke me, Torment, I'm going to put as marry. I didn't have a good time. Like, I don't know why I was about to say that. This book was good, but it is taboo. It's stepbrother. It goes a little bit more taboo than that, but it is taboo. It's also emotionally heartbreaking and also like will gaslight you, but I really enjoyed the book, so I'm gonna marry that one. I'm gonna kiss Where We Bloom because I rate this 5-star. Like, this was based on vibes. Had a really good time. I spoke about this in my 5-star videos actually, and this was like, he's such a gentleman. It was billionaire romance, it was best friend's brother, and it was just delicious, which means I'm gonna have to avoid Origins and Academy Bully. And as much as I love Zodiac Academy, obviously this was a very short novella, and it did give us a little bit of a backstory for Darius and Lance's story, but I feel like there wasn't, it was just a filler. Like, there wasn't enough for it to be one of my best books, you know, so I'm gonna have to avoid this one, sadly. And that is it, guys. I've just done 5 different ones. If you want to see another one of these videos, let me know. It's actually quite fun to make. Yeah, let me know if you want me to dive into what the books are about a little bit more as well, because like I said, I do talk about them in my wrap-up, so I don't want to like bore you guys. But obviously if you've not watched those, then obviously you might want to know what the books are about, but let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and you can follow me on BookTok and Bookstagram at tias_book_corner, and I'll see you guys next time.